Jeannel King, I am so excited for you. This is your second book, Draw Forth. Looks amazing. Take us back and talk to us about how you came up with the idea for this book.
Wow. Firstly, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
The first time I thought about this book was when I finished my ebook, What You Draw Is Good Enough. And that book came from people always seeing how I worked and saying, gosh, what you do is so cool. I wish I could do that, but I can't draw. And so I wrote this 34-page response to that because everybody really can. But as I went through the process of writing that small book, I realized that there was a lot more that I needed to say. And so that kind of percolated in the back of my mind for almost a year. And during that time, people continued to say those same questions or say those same things. I wish I could do what you do, but I can't draw. But then an interesting addition came to that too. They started saying, what you do is really cool, but how do you do what you do with my people? Because the way you are with my team and the space you create and the way you work is so different. I want to be able to do that. Mm-hmm. And so the idea of that second book really turned into, okay, I want to be able to create something where people can host their own visual conversations without feeling like, oh, I have to be all Pablo like Picasso as an artist, or I'm not a professionally trained facilitator. How am I supposed to be able to work this way with my people?
Yeah.
So that's where this comes in.
Amazing. So when I buy this book, what types of things will I be doing and looking at?
So the book, my hope is that it's going to take you on a really nice little journey.
Okay.
So when you get it, it'll talk a little bit about what you can do with visual conversations and why engage in visual conversations in the first place.
Okay.
And then immediately we want to take on fears because a lot of people experience some fear around getting up and drawing ideas in front of others. So we want to bust some myths surrounding drawing in front of people and engaging people in this way. We're going to bust the jackass myth. I'm really excited for you to read about that.
Okay.
So once we get our fears under control, then the book will teach you a visual language that you can use. And it's just like if you were, did you ever study a language in school?
I did. I studied Spanish, but wasn't very good at learning foreign language, but I get the gist of it. Yeah.
So the good news is, a visual language is just like a second language, but the better news is, you already know this language because you use it.
Okay.
And so we take a look at this visual language with through a lens of if we use letters to create our words, we use words to create our sentences, and our sentences we use to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
The book walks you through a similar process. Instead of letters, there are strokes and shapes, that are our basic visual alphabet.
Yeah.
We combine those strokes and shapes into basic icons, which are our words. We combine those icons in different ways to communicate different meanings through, our visual sentences.
Okay.
And then the use of those sentences is the visual conversation. And we can do it with others, and that's where the book takes you next. Once you have the language, now let's start learning how to use it with each other. And it introduces some conversation shapers to help you frame, what you want to talk about and make it easier to jump into the conversation. And then it takes you into, it's one thing to be able to have a conversation with someone, but there's this piece about how do you become the hostess with the mostess, where people feel comfortable and easy picking up a pen with you and wanting to engage in that way. So the book ends with talking about how do you actually host a conversation that people feel comfortable with.
So, I love it.
So excited to
I
share with you.
know. I can't believe I'm holding it actually. It's so amazing.
I know. And it feels, it's all soft.
I know.
It's a great feel.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, and it's going to be $29.95 when it comes out on Amazon.
Okay.
And I'm just so excited. There are so many people who work in any type of industry. There might be a mid-level manager in an education, in a university, or you might own your own business and you're working with clients all the time. But you need to be able to help them get their brains around a really complex problem
Yeah.
and get to a solution. Or maybe you've got that solution, but you need everybody else to buy into it now and see themselves as part of that solution. So this book totally equips people to be able to do both of those things themselves.
Amazing, revolutionary, I love it. Well, great job, my dear.
Thank
You
you.
rock, awesome, thank you.
Thank you so much, Felena.